All I have is thank you so much for this day, time with you, and we thank you for friendship, thank you for the ability to go out and live in love. Father, we thank you for this time we have. Stand, Father, at some point down the road and pass the time of our lives, and Father, we pray that we share this time of what we can. So we ask that you put things out here, keep it safe and on, and allow them to play together. We love you so much, we thank you for all.
Vanoss controls the tip. We'll have the ball first here against Coleman. Apologize for the score there. We had not reset it from the previous game. Vanoss boys victorious, punching their ticket to the championship game tomorrow for the 2023 Coleman Classic. Girls game will be decided here. And then the final boys game coming up will determine who Vanoss plays for the championship tomorrow. We know that the Clayton Bulldogs will face either the Asher Indians or the Mill Creek Bullfrogs for third place. The Vanoss Wolves will face the winner of that game. Scores from earlier action today: Mill Creek defeated Milburn in the girls bracket 42-24, eliminating Milburn. Wapanucka 59-48 over the Coleman boys, eliminating the Wildcats from the bracket. Eagleton 37-32, Eagletown 37-32 over the Clayton girls. Eagletown 80-20 over the Milburn boys. Milburn boys and Clayton girls eliminated. Winners brackets game this earlier today. As I stated just prior, Asher in action for the girls, clinching the spot in the championship game. They defeated Wapanucka 40-25. So the Lady Indians matchup goes to Asher. Vanoss boys victorious over Clayton 73-50. So in your championship game tomorrow, it'll be the Asher girls versus either the Coleman or Vanoss girls. And it'll be the Vanoss boys versus either Asher or Mill Creek in a game coming up. So it's an early 5-0 lead for Vanoss. They come into the tournament as the only 2-A team. Both squads for the Wolves favored to win the Coleman Classic. Majority of the field, 6 schools in all, are Class B participants. That would be Asher, Coleman, Eagletown, Milburn, Mill Creek, and Wapanucka. The only other variation is Clayton, the Bulldogs from Class A. And the blocked shot will negate the opportunity for Coleman to get on the board. They trail 5-0 first quarter. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for tonight's live stream video highlights and plays of the game. Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant in Tishomingo, Milburn and Wapi Express, and the Tishomingo Quick Mart. Folks, you're in for a treat tonight. Hall of Fame coaching legend Randy Bowen there in sight. Not only is he Oklahoma's number 9 all-time winningest head baseball coach in history, but also won numerous games in softball and baseball in 11-man schools, however you want to word it, spring only. Coaching fall and spring. It's an 8-0 lead dagger by Vanoss there. Bowen, the brother of Hall of Fame coaching legend Billy Jack Bowen, now recently retired from Silo, and the nephew of coaching legend Merle Bowen from Asher. .451 remains here in the first quarter. It has been all Vanoss. Three-point shot. Three-point shot and a solo mid-range jumper in the bucket. 3 for 5 on shots early on. Coleman unable to get anything brewing. Did post up momentarily in the paint. Had an errant pass and a block shot. That's about as good as it's gotten for the Lady Wildcats early on. Just a reminder, both of these teams are in the winner's bracket, so the loser of this game will slot to the third place game tomorrow, and the winner will punch their ticket to the Coleman Christmas Classic championship game. Out of bounds on White. I think, yeah, it's off of Coleman. Correction. Nope. I should have gone with the first one. They're saying it's off of 33. However, I think it did ricochet off of 35, though. Coleman with an opportunity to get lucky here and immediately turns it over, unable to convert. So probably ended up being the right result there. Just a reminder, if you go to our Prep Nation TV channel, just click subscribe. It is free. Prioritizes content whenever you're in the app. We also have playlists A to Z for all the schools we've covered in the last 4+ years. All you have to do is just slide over to the tab that says playlist, click, and you can search A to Z for the school. Most recent content is on top. If you're new to the YouTube app, anything red and white means that it's live or ongoing. Anything black and white is previously aired content or video on demand. We have interviews, video highlights, plays of the game, bracket announcements, and live streams for full broadcast games. Post up in the paint, shot is in and good. It's a double-digit lead for the Vanoss Wolves, 10-0. It's been a busy day. 8 games yesterday. For the first time in my career, all 8 games started on time or early. And so far, knock on wood, they are 7 for 7 day 2. I wish more schools would schedule and bracket, or a lot is a better word, the hour and a half in between games. It allows the fast games to be able to extend. The slow games, you still have time to run the intermittent clock for shooting. And generally speaking, much more favorable for true to time starts than the 1 hour and 10 minute or 1 hour 20 minute, which is probably the majority. I'd say 80% or more of all tournaments that I've covered all stick to an hour, 10 hour and 20 minutes and never really get there. At the end of the day, they just kind of keep snowballing further and further behind. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Coleman just unable to get anything going offensively. So we'll have 2 substitutions early on. Number 15 and 00 will head to the floor, or head to the bench rather, and number 15 and number, trying to find here with the ponytail blocking my view. I believe we've got number 1 and number 55 in for the first time. Talent tradition rich program with Vanoss. Boys and girls went deep into the playoffs last year. In many ways, boys and girls basketball is a season among 3 seasons. You pretty much have all the schools that are in football and any games that are played pretty much before the Christmas break. And then you take another break for the holiday. And then your second part of the season are invitational tournaments and districts right up until the playoffs begin. And then obviously the third phase being the district, regional, area, and state playoffs, where the real season culminates with either gold, silver, or disappointing bitter tears. Well, it is a 13 zilch lead for Vanoss. Tries to post up once again, unable to get the hand on it. Usually it's preferred to set your block if you're trying to back into the player to post up. You got to put one arm at a half angle, the other arm outstretched to either deflect the ball or catch it. And then you use the other half cocked arm to grab a hold of it to set your play. Just only got the one hand out, and it is another turnover for Coleman. And another bucket for the Wolves, 15-0. Appreciate those of you that have been praying for me. It's been a challenging couple of years. I know a couple of people have asked me why we haven't, or why I haven't specifically been broadcasting all the games this year. During the last 2.5 years, I've had 8 surgeries, and the last one was about 3 weeks ago on my eardrum. I had a stirrup or stapes bone that had collapsed. They had to rebuild it, do a cartilage transplant and a titanium implant. It's left my hearing very sensitive to loud noises, and in some cases, just repeat tinnitus with constant ringing and hissing. So sometimes, even when I talk, it gives me a migraine. So I've had to kind of baby that ear, but I do appreciate everybody that has been patient tuning in. We've done our best to get you all the highlights of every game. We have missed 3, and we did do a couple of half games. So in that 3, it's actually just, I guess, 1.5. But at the end of the tournament, we will have a master clip for all the plays of the game. I found that people enjoy watching all the best plays at once instead of just seeing them each game individually, offense or defense. Gives us a little bit of flexibility as well. If there's, 3 great offensive plays and there wasn't really anything notable defensively, then we can plug those as well. 16-0 lead Vanoss. Only 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jump shot is up. Off the mark, no good. Vanoss chases it down for another second shot opportunity. Post up, jump shot will make the marker. It's off the rim, no good. Your score through 1. Vanoss 16, Coleman 0. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2023 Coleman Christmas Classic. Well, not much you can say other than positive for Vanoss. Every shot has gone their way. Second and third shot opportunities at a premium. Boxing out, getting a couple of steals, a couple of swatted shots in the paint. Multiple turnovers for Vanoss. Likewise for Coleman, the turnovers highlighted by tenacious and suffocating defense. So I believe there were 4 in the first quarter alone. Coleman unable to get a open shot. Virtually everything that they did try to punch in was contested and off the mark. So the Lady Wildcats will start the second quarter with the ball. Off the outstretched hand to number 55, so Coleman will get a rare second shot opportunity here. Like to once again thank our coverage sponsors for the live stream, video highlights, and plays of the game. Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant and Tishomingo Quick Mart, both in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. And then the Milburn and Whoppie Express. If you haven't been to those establishments, oh, beautiful. Rainbow art shot for the 3. What a dagger. So check out Raj's Whoppie Express and the Milburn Express as well. Beecher will take good care of you at Tishomingo Quick Mart with the staff. And then what can you say? Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant, one of my favorite Mexican chains in the state. They now have locations in Tishomingo, Colgate, Wynnewood, Lindsay, and I know they're opening up a 5th one. I believe they also have Rejos in Medill that they recently purchased. Don't know if the names are changing or if they've branched out with different names. But show your appreciation for the sponsors by bringing them your business. They make it available so that we can not only cover games day in and day out, but also travel the state to do small classes in addition to the larger ones. Last week we were covering 4, 5, 6A schools at the Southern Oklahoma Invitational. This week it is Class B, A, and 2A, and it is generous sponsors that make it possible. Shot goes in, and now it is a 21-point lead. Largest of the game, 21 zip. Another block shot. Going to have to do some pump fakes to try to lure them off, get them suspended up in the air, and hope that you maybe can slide in underneath the outstretched arms. Number 55 is a poison pill in the paint. Boy, she is really making it difficult for the guards and forwards to cut through lanes, passes, or get shots off. She's already swatted about 3 of them and broke up a couple of other plays that otherwise would have probably been a potential shot. With the way that the tournament has paired and resulted, only Asher and Vanoss have an opportunity for both boys and girls squads to play for the championship tomorrow. I mean, what do you do with that? You can't defend against it. 21 feet out, taller than every player on the floor. I mean, just beautiful stroke and shot. Absolutely flawless technique on the under trajectory of the ball. Just a beautiful, beautiful jump shot and shooter. Coach Greg Ferguson working a couple of the staff here, so to speak, trying to get them to make some in-game and quarter adjustments. 5:27 remains in the second quarter, and it is a mass substitution package for Vanoss. All 5 starters will head to the bench. Correction, I believe 4 of the 5. Thought all 5 were coming out, but it didn't look like the 5th one made it over there. Coleman with the first uncontested shot of the game, misses the free throw, and they remain scoreless. Nice hustle. It's going to be for naught. However, it will push them all the way back, make it a little bit more difficult for Vanoss to get their shot off. Crossing into midcourt, 5:05 remains in the second quarter before halftime. Almost stolen. Nice hustle there by number 4. Times the pass very well. Just ran out of space trying to kind of tightrope it down the line right in front of the bench. Some cases less than probably about 9-10 inches is footing. So unable to maintain possession on a potential steal. Vanoss retains the ball on a stolen pass that rolled all the way back to the baseline. And then again on one over here on this side of the floor. Cross-court pass, turns down the shot, resets the play top of the key. Into the paint, post up, shot is good. Nope, no good. Blocks it the first time, and then jump ball the second time. Possession will favor Vanoss. So it'll be a third shot opportunity for the Lady Wolves. That, in effect, has been the twofold story of the game. Shots made and 3, 4, 5 shot opportunities. Pass top of the key. If the Vanoss defense has been described as stifling, the offense would be equally described as efficient. Another stolen ball there. However, it's going to go off the outstretched hand of number 21. So it'll be a 4th shot opportunity for Vanoss. Lady Wolves have been very methodical, controlling the clock, running it down, setting their plays. Some cases probably making too many passes, which have led to Coleman correctly anticipating passing lanes and cutting those off. They've had almost 3 steals just on this sub-possession alone, just unable to get possession of the ball so far. Double team works, and it is the steal. Number 21 heads to the bucket. Going to be an offensive foul Yeah, she put the forearm through her there. Prior game, we actually had three technicals, and I don't think we had a technical the entire tournament. But there was a little jawing going on, even though the score was not indicative of a close game. Vanoss 73-50 Clayton. Probably the best game that I've seen top to bottom for the tournament so far as competitive ability and players. Without a doubt, the funnest game to watch was Eagletown Clayton today, 37-32. Um, Numerous ebb and flow changes on the lead. Just a really good game. Eagletown held off three or four rallies, and actually it could have been closer than what it was. It was 35-32. And when Clayton went down to potentially tie it or get it to one, uh, 3 point shot ricocheted, went right to the defender, and the ball was being chased by the shooter, and she ran right into her and immediately put him on the line after the bonus foul. Hits both free throws and then two missed shots to end the game, and that's where we get 37-32. So another 3 point shot for the Lady Wolves. Number 22 this time nails it, and it is a 30-0 goose egg lead for Vanoss. Doesn't really require a lot of commentary, just tenacious defense. Pretty much sticking to a traditional zone. The problem is no matter which player gets the ball, somebody is within inches of them when they get the ball. And so it's kind of a man flex zone defense that allows you to pretty much park in lanes and really put it to potential ball handlers or passers. Jump shot is up and no good. Rebound, Lady Wildcats. Number 10 clears it out, brings it across midcourt. And looks like we'll have another foul call. Zoe Cagle with the rebound, number 22. Clears it out, and nothing doing there. So we'll head back down the floor. Taylin Wisdom, number 15, with the ball. Air ball on the shot by number 4, Jasmine Stanley. And that'll do it. Your score and halftime. Yikes. 30-0 Vanoss over Coleman. You're watching Prep Nation TV. Well, it is all Vanoss in the first half. In spite of a couple of turnovers and multiple steals on one possession, Coleman unable to get any shots to follow, missing free throws, and it is all Lady Wolves 30-0. They led throughout and put the pressure on defensively and offensively, and a perfect showing for the first half. In effect, 16 minutes away for an all Vanoss finals. Potentially tonight, Asher's already punched their ticket. And earlier today, as I stated before, we had 7 games so far today and one more coming. Mill Creek 42-24 over Milburn. The girls are eliminated. Wapanucka 59-48 over the Coleman boys out of the bracket now. Eagletown victorious in back-to-back games, 37-32 over the Clayton girls, 80-20 over the Milburn boys. Asher in the winners bracket, 40-25 over Wapanucka. So that'll put the Indians in the third place game for the girls game. They'll play the loser of this game, Vanoss or Coleman. Vanoss 73-50 Clayton boys. And it is Vanoss 30-0 at halftime over Coleman. Enjoy the halftime festivities. Third quarter now officially underway. It'll be Coleman basketball to start the quarter. Into the paint. Claiborne loses possession of the ball on the attempted jump shot. Ripped away and stolen. Ellis takes the ball back up the court. A couple of passes later. Cross-court pass. Back top of the key. Cagle and Ellis content just to kind of double down and pass around. Livy Ellis with the ball back now. Corner Addie Shepard, cross-court pass again, top key. So pretty much the pattern and the theme throughout the first and second quarters. Shot selection at a premium, patience, methodical style and gets exactly what they want. Comes out with a beautiful rainbow three once again, and just dropping bombs on Coleman. 33-0. Stanley brings the ball up. They'll pass off to Gail Smith momentarily, swapping positions out with Wisdom. Into the paint. Dyer tries to post up, just cannot get a shot to fall. And just you have to wonder how much longer the lack of scoring is going to impact the ability to start scoring. Somebody's just going to have to be content to get that first shot and not worry about the differential, but just get a shot literally to fall. Corey almost loses possession of the ball in the paint. Ah, just man is all you can say. Libby Ellis, sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. That girl is a baller, number 55. A beautiful shot. You just can't defend against it. Another girl, number 11 for Vanoss, almost as tall as is Ellis and their sisters. That's the reason why Avery and Livy. And boy, I'm telling you what, some good genetic genes in basketball for sure. Well, 2.5 minutes have expired here in the third quarter. Pretty much Vanoss playing keep away and finding their spots and hitting shots once they do. Double pass in the paint, blocked shot. So there's a positive for the Coleman Lady Wildcats. So good job, Rayleigh, or correction, Palin Wisdom. Jump shot, and it's good. So the honor of the game goes to Jasmine Stanley, sophomore with the three, 36-3. Stone and Ellis pretty much just cross-packing and passing back and forth. Corey eventually flaring to get back up. Bottom key, she'll toss back again. Think we've got a number discrepancy here on the jersey. This is in the paint, wide open. Here we go again. Another three-point shot, just off the mark. No good, crashing the boards and coming down with the rebound for the Wildcats. So once again, Wisdom with the rebound. Holder tries to penetrate, passes off, and it is Dyer with the missed shot. Another Vanoss rebound, and they cross midcourt. Halfway through the third quarter, it is all Vanoss, 33-point lead. Cross-court pass, those can be very dangerous. I know a lot of coaches do not like them. Top of the key, three is no good. We're going to have a foul before the potential. Nope. Looks like we do have a flag, or we actually have a foul. It'll be possession maintained. Three substitutes come in for Coleman. (55-22), and I believe number 11 coming on the floor. So Wolves retain possession of the ball after the foul call. It's very close to being a potential jump ball. And that's kind of been the name of the game so far for Coleman. They had possession. They do get the steal. And so that is a positive to build from. Getting a shot last turn, immediately turn it over. So Stanley's work proves for naught. 2:30 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2023 Coleman Christmas Classic. I covered the tournament for two reasons. One, we rotate small, medium, and large classes throughout invitationals. And two, any school willing to put Christmas in the name of the basketball tournament instead of changing it to holiday, you've got me as a supporter. Stanley will kick the ball in. I was not surprised at all that it went to Stanley. Unfortunately, the defense figured that out in pretty quick order and did not allow the secondary pass into the paint to come off. So they'll reset the play top of the key. Gomez with the ball, trying to get an inbound pass to 11, Willingham, and she gets the shot. So in 3 possessions, it is 2 successful field goals. And so Coleman building some momentum here early on. It is a 5-0 run for the Lady Wildcats. Multiple opportunities for Ellis to snag the ball, drops it on the line. It'll be a turnover, Vanoss. Gomez dishes to Holder. Holder will bring the ball back up. Passes over to Stanley. Into the paint once again to Willingham. Worked before, see if it'll work again. Yeah, right idea. Good job, number 55. Stanley saves it. Another shot opportunity, no good. Ellis comes down with the rebound, and it'll be Miss Ellis, her sister, Ellis and Ellis, LLC, bringing the ball up the floor for the Wolves. Cross court, top of the key pass. Jump shot just off the mark. So if there's any negative for Vanoss in the third quarter, it's been they have been a little bit off on their three-point shots. Relied on them heavily in the first half to build a huge lead. However, they've missed 4 here in the third quarter. Bam! Jackson Newby with the 3. It is an 8-0 run. Charge is called. That goes against Avery Ellis on the Wolves. 2 seconds. And going to have to heave it. They don't. No buzzer. End of the third quarter, your score, Vanoss 36, Coleman 8. You're watching PNTV. So the Wildcats finally get on the board. And when they do, they score 8 straight points to end the third quarter. Like to once again thank our coverage sponsors for tonight's live stream. Video highlights and our plays of the game. Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant in Tishomingo. Milburn and Wapi Express, and the Tishomingo Quick Mart. Thank you to all of our supporters, from Daniel to Raj and Deetra. Thank you for making an opportunity available for people who cannot come to the game, and more importantly, make the trek to be able to watch these student athletes participate. Fourth quarter starts just like the third quarter did. Coleman with the ball. Holder being more aggressive with the penetration. Unfortunately, the pass goes off the knee, and Gomez unable to maintain possession of the ball, so it'll be another turnover. Vanoss gets it to start the fourth here. I believe they're about 0 for 6 in their last shots. Coleman has knocked down 50% of theirs, 4 out of 8. Jump shot is up, in and out, no good. That's kind of been the story of the second half. Live and die by the sword, and Vanoss so far can afford to eat some of a cushion. Penetrates and scores, double digits for Coleman. So it's a 10-0 run after a 36-0 run. So a game of streaks here early or later in the fourth quarter. Bam, nails it. So after 4 straight missed threes, Vanoss back to scoring and puts the lead back up at 29, 39-10. Into the paint. Stanley posts up, passes over to Willingham. So we'll have foul shots coming up. It'll be shooting two, I believe, just waiting for the hand signal. Cross court pass, deep corner, jump shot, no good. Battle for the ball goes Vanoss' way. Corey comes down with it, a couple of passes in between. Pick is set by King, nothing doing, can't cut back to the paint. Resumes again on the reverse wheel route. Anticipating the pass, exceptionally good for Coleman. Unfortunately, foul before the steal. So it'll be non-shooting foul, incidental contact. 5:28 remains in the fourth quarter. Vanoss 39-10. 5 minutes away from punching their ticket for the championship game versus the Asher Lady Indians. Jump shot in the corner, no good. Once again, another shot opportunity. Jump shot is up. Just off the rim, no good. Stripped off, so she gets the rebound. Taylor Wisdom coming down with it, clearing it out with authority. Crossing midcourt, Miss Dyer with the ball. She dishes off, jump shot, kind of no good by Wisdom there. Looks like they're going to give them an opportunity. Wow, I thought that was out clearly on them, but must have hit a hand for Vanoss. So Coleman gets another opportunity. Been very rare in the games. You're going to have to make these types of situations count, and they don't. Stolen. Goes coast to coast and scores it. And it is 41-10 now. So after a 36-0 run for Vanoss and 10-zip for Coleman to get back in the game, it is a 5-0 run once again by Vanoss. Very peculiar game, that's for sure. Wisdom posting up. I'd like to see him at least turn toward the bucket before they pass off. She does get the ball and goes. Unfortunately, just too much hand and not enough fingertip on the shot. And right into the layup. And boy, just like that, 7-0 run now for the Wolves. You know, there was a brief moment in time where Coleman had some positives. And then now back into a massive hole, 33-point deficit. Largest of the game has been 36 points. There you go. English on the shot looked a little funky for Wisdom, but boy, she knocked it down. One of the rare instances of an air ball for Vanoss. Inside of 3 minutes to go, 43-12. Unable to get the roaming pick. Count it, and a potential three-point opportunity coming up for Coleman, number 15. Once again, Taylor Wisdom at the line. So Coleman could not get any internal in the paint presence, any shots off, any scores, nothing until halfway through the third quarter. And then they have found success here late in the second half. Just kind of one of those things, what could have been if they could have developed that and got it going sooner in the ball game. Uncontested three, nothing but net. Beautiful shot. And immediately the Wolves respond. Back pass is stolen. Wolves maintaining possession. Just can't quite get the right angle of the ball back on. Rebound is going to lead to a jump ball, and it'll be maintained possession by Vanoss. Maggie Stone with the rebound, and it looks like we have got one extra player coming off. Jump shot, top of the key. Nothing but net. Back-to-back threes by the Wolves. 35-point lead, second largest of the game. In the paint, good. Shot courtesy of Jaden Stanley. And inside a minute to go. So your championship game tomorrow will feature the Asher Indians versus the Vanoss Wolves in the girls' game. And then the third place consolation game will now be the Wapanucka Indians versus the Coleman Wildcats. Yet another three-point shot. I mean, Vanoss is just, they had a spot where they missed 5 or 6 shots in a row, but boy, they have just been lethal. Missed the shot, no good. And now maybe run down the clock, 52-16, perhaps the final score. All Vanoss, so impressive performance. So as I said, the championship game tomorrow will be Asher versus Vanoss for the girls. And we already know that Vanoss boys have punched their ticket. They'll play either Asher or Mill Creek. Final score, Vanoss 52, Coleman 16. Thank you for watching Prep Nation TV coverage. We'll go off to get the highlight reel up, and then the next feed will be approximately 10 minutes from now. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit early of a start for the 8 o'clock game. Correction, 8:30 game.